is hunting with David McGee. After locating these coyotes the night before, it doesn't take long to find them and get set up. A combination of sounds on the MFK diaphragms and MFK Edition Box Pro is all it takes to bring them charging in. Right here. To your right. Kill him anytime. Kill him. Here comes another one. It's straight in front of you. It's coming the same way. Yes, sir. He didn't get away that time. Yeah, I seen that tree edge you messed up. I didn't realize that at first until after it's all over with. Y'all will see right here. I'm going to show you why the first coyote got away. We were set up, them coyotes was out here in front of us on the left, and that coyote came in just enough. You see his gun barrel right up against that tree. He couldn't swing far enough to get on him, so first one got away, but the second one came right down his gun barrel. Brand new sound called MFK Boo-Roo Double. Called up several coyotes with it this week. We're going to see if we can call up one more. Go right back to calling. There's another one coming down the creek. He's way on out there, on the kind of coming between the creek and the clear cut. I seen him walk through a hole out there. Probably the left side right now. I lost him. He went up in behind. There he is. He's right out in front of us now. Yeah. It's coming right down the edge, right to the call. Kill him anytime. Yeah. David McGee don't play. Roll that big sucker up. That's a big coyote there. Big healthy one. That's the fourth coyote I've seen on this stand. That's about all of them. We done called up about the whole group, I believe. We're gonna run just a little bit of Den Vicious too, see if there might be one more around here. But I think we done called up about the entire group. That last sound, the sound that coyote come in on was, we did some howls with the MFK Smooth Talker, answered it with Pup Ya Pals, and Talk To Me howls on the MFK Edition Fox Pro. Then I went right into a social interaction sound called Brand New. It's MFK Garble Garble. Just run it for a minute or so. As soon as I killed it, I seen the coyote coming. We worked it right on in here with some coaxer sounds. Got it, pulled it right up to the call with MFK Filthy Rat 2. And then I lip squeaked it right on in when it was coming up in behind the call. I lip squeaked it to get it out of the thicket. And then Mr. McGee put the smack on him at about 30 yards. I think we might as well collect them and move to another spot.
Them up, huh?
Yeah, I think I thought it was about 4 coyotes here when I heard them last night, and I think that's about what we called up. When you shot that second one, there was another coyote out there on the edge that I seen turn and go back in the woods.
Oh, you seen it? I didn't see it.
I just caught a flash of it. I could tell it was a coyote, but I caught a glimpse of it after you shot, and then we called that other one in. That made 4 coyotes, and it sounded like it was 3 or 4 here last night. So I figured we done thinned this hole out.
When I seen that last one the first time out there in that opening, about 100 deer went through there just when we first sat down.
Yeah. Well, that ain't bad for our first stand.
No, that's all right.
That's the way to start the morning. We may not kill another one, but we got 2 on the ground. So, and if that tree hadn't have been there, it'd be 3 of them.
3 of them. That first one was the littlest one, though.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that last one was a big, good-looking coyote, big, healthy coyote. That sucker was cautious too. Did you see it sticking his nose up that whole time?
He smelled a rat.
Yeah, he was sure trying to. He heard that filthy rat, that sound that I was coaxing him with is called filthy rat.
You see it leaning at Crooked Beach?
Yeah.
There's a tree right in front of it?
Yeah.
When you said, yeah, I didn't have but about that's 30 steps. I had about a 4-inch gap. I said, I think I can get it through there.
Yeah, you got it through there because on camera, he just melted.
He disappeared. I was like, did he either run off? Surely I killed that cow.
Yeah, you smoked both of them. If you gather them up, I'll get ready to take a little better look at them with this camera. Good shooting. That'll work right there somewhere. Shoot ya. Them's both grown coyotes. That one's just a little bigger than the other one. Them's both grown coyotes. I think that first one that come through might have been a pup, but we got both adults out of the deal. Yeah.
That's fun.
I thought you might like it.
Yeah, that's a good deal. I can get used to that.
Alright. I'm going to fill y'all in on the hunt for those of you that want to know how we're setting up and why the stand works. If you look straight over the top of my stool, that's where I was sitting when I was filming. You can see the edge of the timber. That's the gravel road. You can kind of see the orange through the orange of that gravel if you look at ground level. That's the gravel road. It's about 75 yards or so behind us. And then you see this, we're on this creek where they left the timber. It's just a strip, thicket on both sides. You can see that clear cut on the other side there, that edge. That's where the coyotes were. I located them here last night, and they were right down that edge, right over his head. They was alive last night, right over the top of where they're dead at now. But I'll move around in front of the camera so you can hear me a little better and finish explaining the setup. Let me jump right back. You see the MFK Edition Fox Pro hanging in that tree right there, playing the MFK sounds. That's what called them up. Now I'll come around here and tell you why we set up like we did. Y'all ought to be able to hear that gravel popping right now from them trucks going by and tell that it's not very far. We're parked just up the gravel. We parked up the gravel probably 100, 150 yards, 200 yards.
Something like that.
To give us a little distance to walk in so we wouldn't be right on top of them. But with Mr. David McGee this morning, we got hooked up at a FFA deal.
Yeah.
his kids, our kids, all do football and FFA stuff together. So that's a pretty good deal. Anyway, we got hooked up for this coyote hunt. I come out locating last night knowing we was going to meet up in the morning. This is actually some ground he leases to hunt. And so I rode through some of the stuff I've got to hunt and some of the stuff he's got to hunt, put it together. Had coyotes right here, and I'll tell you why we set up like we did. I come in off the gravel, howled last night, and the coyotes answered out in the edge. They was pretty much right on the edge of the timber in the clear cut, probably another 200 yards down the creek. So we slipped in, got just off the road, knew we ought to be pretty close to them. I sat down, howled on a brand new diaphragm called MFK Smooth Talker, and the one coyote answered us, probably 30 seconds to a minute behind the house.
Yes.
Out here in the clear cut. At the time, we had a southeast wind blowing right back to the truck, just pretty much straight over the camera. Well, it kind of swapped and started blowing down this edge, swirling winds this morning. We got a front coming in, so it's pretty well paralleling that gravel road. About messed us up, but we had just enough of a crosswind on them. Anyway, I swapped right over, went into some coaxing sounds. I think I played Woods Rats first, and then that Woods Rat 2 sound, just a coaxing sound. Anyway, I was running it sporadic. Coyote pops up, runs in, and a tree hedge, you couldn't swing your gun. So that coyote runs in, runs right by us at about 15 yards, and we can't shoot it. So I swap right back over and go into a sound called Boo-Roo Double. Played it for just sporadic again, played it for a second or two, and here comes a female. This is the adult female. She come in, run right up here in about the same spot, but just enough to the left that she was right on your gun barrel then when she rolled her up, kept right on calling. I went through a series of howls, combined the Smooth Talker with MFK Coyote, talked to me on the MFK Fox Pro, and then I answered it with pup yip howls and continued to howl along with the Smooth Talker, kind of do a group howl. Sat there for a minute or two in silence. Kicked on a brand new sound called MFK Garble Garble. That's a social interaction sound of just coyotes playing and tussling around. It's not really a fight. No sooner than I turned it on, let it run for about maybe 30 seconds. Paused it. As soon as I paused it, I seen this big male coming. And he was coming in pretty cautious, checking the wind. He was working the call pretty slow. He was following that edge of the clear cut. I got pieces of him on video. You should see him coming around. So I kick on a sound called Filthy Rat 2, which is another coaxer sound. As soon as I kicked it on, he started working that edge just inside the edge of that clear cut. I could see him moving the grass at times. Well, the way we had this collar set up, we had initially set up for that southeast wind, so I had the collar set up with intentions of pulling the coyotes out here. But since the wind had swapped and was blowing back like this, that coyote was going to come in down that edge. So I cut the collar off, went to lip squeak since I was sitting farther out in this opening. And sure enough, when I done that, he turned, come out in the opening, working the wind the whole time. Y'all will see him smelling. He didn't get the job done, but you did.
That's good.
Hey, he melted that sucker. But it was a fun hunt. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did.
I love it. That's exciting.
But we got some more coyotes located. So that's kind of how the hunt played out for those of you that want to know. To get any of the stuff, the diaphragm, sounds, all that stuff, just go to the website, mfkgamecalls.com. Pick up any of our stuff there. The Apex shell that he melted these coyotes with, we've got those. And if you like this hunt, want to see us doing some more killing, we're planning on doing that right now.
Yes, sir.
Just subscribe to our channel, MFK Game Calls. It's the one you're watching right now on YouTube. Appreciate y'all watching. Drag these things out of here. See if we can get another one. Gotta get up the equipment to get them. Well, you headshot both of them suckers. Put the hurt on them.
I was like, I ain't gonna let it. I'm gonna shoot I'm gonna kill the coyote. I couldn't come out here and disappoint you.
You didn't disappoint. You got you a double right off the bat, and I mean just all but a triple right on the first stand.